Hey, good day there, bye. We're going to go down to Timmy's and get ourselves a good old Timbit and a double-double there, eh? But no, all jokes aside, we are in the Grand Challenge, guys. We are in Part 2, Battle number 5. Our opponent here, Timbit, is going to bring in an Archaludon and a Glimmora. And of course, I've got my Ninetales and my Exeggutor. Now, with the Ninetales here into play, of course, that sets up the Drought. And that is going to intensify the sun, activating our Chlorophyll. Now, as you can see, I'm kind of hesitant to go for the Heat Wave here. I'm also debating on the Will-O-Wisp, but as you can see, we're kind of going back and forth. We've locked into the Heat Wave, but we decided to go back once we get to Exeggutor because, quite frankly, I'm a little bit concerned about the Glimmora. Glimmora, of course, usually tend to go for like a Power Gem or, you know, some sort of like a rock-based move that can actually do some damage there, but anyways, we withdraw the Ninetales. We're going to come in with Indeedee. Now, was that the right swap? I don't know. But we're going to set up the whole psychic terrain here. With the Exeggutor, of course, we've locked in our move already. We are going to go in for the Expanding Force. In regards to the whole psychic terrain, yes, it was correct to use that with the Expanding Force. However, was this play the best play? I can't really say. I was really hoping to be able to take out the whole Glimmora here, but it does have a Focus Sash. They've actually ended up going in for a Sludge Wave. Now, Sludge Wave hits all Pokemon onto the field. Of course, our Archaludon is Steel, so it doesn't actually get affected. Poor Exeggutor goes down, unfortunately. It does pick up that KO. And then, of course, we also see the Archaludon go in for the Electro Shot. It is going to be able to boost up its special attack stat, and because we aren't in rain, it actually has a Power Herb to be able to attack this exact same turn, and that's going to be able to pick up the KO on the Indeedee. So right off the bat, very first turn, we actually end up losing 2 of our Pokemon when we thought we were going to be able to take out the opposing side. But our last 2 Pokemon remaining, of course, is going to be Ninetales and Sneasler. Now, Sneasler, of course, is a Poison-type Pokemon, and Ninetales, of course, Fire. I mean, Ninetales is probably one of my favorite Pokemon on this team besides the whole Exeggutor. I'm not really a big fan of Sneasler, but in this type of variant or regulation, you kind of need Sneasler. Sneasler is like the go-to Pokemon to try to take some stuff out. So anyways, we've locked in with the whole close combat here. We're going to lock it into the Archaludon. In regards to the Ninetales, I feel like we went for the Heat Wave, but I might have missed what it said there, so I apologize. This is, of course, post-commentary. So we are locked into our moves. The sun is still shining. We still got the terrain. Not that the terrain really matters here at this point, but what will Timbit do? Will they stay with the chocolate Timbit, or will they switch out to the sour Timbit? I don't know if you guys are Canadian or not, but they're freaking awesome choices. Okay, here we go. Terrestrial Fire with that Ninetales. And, of course, the Archaludon decides to go for the Protect, which means that it's not going to be able to pick up any kind of damage this turn. But anyways, close combat doesn't make contact, and that pretty much just leaves the whole Heat Wave going into the Glimmora. So as long as Glimmora doesn't avoid the attack, we should be in good standing. Alright, there we go. That actually picked up the KO. That's awesome. 1 Pokemon down. Finally! But we do still have 3 Pokemon on the opposing side that we have to take care of. Next Pokemon coming in is going to be Dundozo. Oh, Dundozo. I am not a big fan of Dundozo, you guys know that. But we're going to lock into our attack here. Luckily for us, we actually do have a Solar Beam. We are also going to go for the close combat into the Archaludon. We want to get Archaludon taken out here as well. But it looks like they're going to swap out the Archaludon. What a surprise. And they've gone with the old-fashioned Timbit. Tatsugiri. I'm just joking. It's funny playing around with these names. But anyways, that is going to activate the Commander. That's going to boost up all the stats with the Dundozo. Basically up to, I believe it's a 1.5 boost, if I'm not mistaken, in all their stats. So unless we have Haze or something to be able to lower them stats, there's really no way we're going to really be able to take out that whole Dundozo situation. But we have locked into the close combat. Of course, Tatsugiri is nowhere in sight because he's in the big old belly of the Dundozo. Honestly, I do like the old-fashioned Timbits. They're pretty delicious, but that's besides the point. We can't hit the Dundozo, of course, due to the Protect. Now, we pretty much need to try to play with the whole weather situation here. But the big thing is we also want to try to lower some attack stats, because that is going to be the downfall of our Ninetales if we don't try to cripple it a little bit. So we've decided to lock in with the whole Will-O-Wisp. I'm hoping Will-O-Wisp will be able to drop its attack stat down long enough for us to actually be able to survive. And of course, they have decided to go in for the Terrestrialization as well. Now, usually these Pokemon tend to go for Tera Grass. In this situation, they actually go for Tera Steel. I don't know if I'm being trolled here or not, but we can't Dire Claw here, so obviously they can't be put to sleep or poisoned or paralyzed or any of the sort. We actually get the Will-O-Wisp off here. That's going to get the burn. That's going to drop the attack stat slightly. Of course, here is an Earthquake coming in. Of course, Tatsugiri is not affected. And both of my Pokemon managed to survive. If it weren't for that burn, I do believe that we would have actually been knocked out with two of our Pokemon. But here we go. We're going to go for the Weather Ball into the Dondozo, because that is a guaranteed hit. And then, of course, we are also locking in the Sneasler with its move for close combat as well. So that actually takes it down to about half the HP, and of course we drop our defensive values a little. And I'm really hoping this Weather Ball is going to be able to pick up that KO, because we really need this Dozo out of here. If we don't get Dondozo out of here, we can pretty much kiss this match goodbye. But luckily we actually be able to pick up the KO. Down it goes. And of course Tatsugiri does return to the battlefield. Now of course our Sunlight has faded, so our Solar Beams are not going to be able to make connect with that Tatsugiri before it attacks us. But Archaludon comes in for another go. Now, of course, Archaludon is hurting here at the moment, so it is not looking very good for him. But we're going to go for the Heat Wave, and of course, for the Tatsugiri, I believe we locked in with Dire Claw because we wanted to try to maybe get the Sleep or like a Poison or a Paralysis or something like that onto it, just get some sort of status infliction. You know, we could have probably picked up the KO with the whole close combat, but, I mean, what would Ninetales do against Tatsugiri, really? But Tatsugiri is, I believe, Scarfed at this point, so it actually outspeeds our Sneasler and picks up KO with the Dragon Pulse. And as well, here is the Heat Wave coming into play. I'm hoping to pick up the KO onto the Archaludon, which we actually do, but if you take a look at that Tatsugiri, there is no budging. That thing is not going to go down from a Heat Wave, and I don't think we're going to be able to survive a hit to be able to get that Solar Beam. So we're going to try the, I believe it was Weather Ball. I think we're trying Weather Ball because it's a normal type move and there's no charging capabilities. But that's exactly what we're going to do. Yeah, we're going to lock into the whole Weather Ball. There's the Dragon Pulse, and unfortunately we're not going to be able to see what Weather Ball can do. But if you guys enjoyed that battle as much as I enjoyed having it, post your comments down below, hit that like button, and I will catch you guys in the next battle. Peace out.